Alright, I don't know, I got bored today, didn't think I really wanted to do anything, so I decided to, I don't know, talk about my life right now on this curtain day, 2/9/2020, it's a Sunday, and it's 1:54, and, I don't know, I come out here, I got my artwork out, I do music, I even got a little About Me page right over there so that people can read it. I even wrote it in print for those who don't know cursive, all the good stuff. And, I've never done drugs or drink. I've always been honest, stuff like that. And it really confuses me when you got people who be, going around, begging and doing drugs and drinking with their money. It don't make no damn sense. Like, to me, that kind of sounds cowardly. And I'm sorry to all y'all that drink. I ain't saying everyone's a coward for drinking, but I'm saying that when you're homeless, you ain't got the time to be drinking, You don't have time for that shit. So why are you out here doing it? And something else that bothers me on Sunday is that people who claim to love God and all this stuff, they never seem to be around unless you're in their church, like, so that they can get, I don't know, extra money, I presume, because they're a nonprofit organization and all that good shit. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's not the point. It's just that, like, these beggars come out here, they begging, they get handed money, no probs, right? I come out here, I do my best that I can to be genuine, and it just seems like nobody gives a damn that I'm actually working on something, right? Like, if I had a suit on right now, things would be different, It's just, everybody's always contradicting themselves, And they think that if they wear the nicest things and then call human imperfections sins, they're going to get closer to God or something. You know what I mean? But the ironic thing about that is that they say, come as you are, right? That he's not going to judge you. Funny how that works, right? Something else I'll tell you, and I'm not saying anybody here has to be religious to understand this logic, but based on what they've said, all this good stuff, right? So New Testament, when Jesus died and bled for our sins, our bodies became the temple and the church, right? So that means that we don't have to be in a man-made church anymore. That means that we can rejoice anywhere we stand, which is really ironic. I made the artwork myself, by the way. But most of the time I get ignored because I'm trying to earn it honestly. And another thing I have a problem with here in Florida especially is that it's a very sexist economy, Like, I'm all for everybody getting help, and that's great and all that, but when somebody goes, oh, well, if you don't have a woman, or you're not or you're not a woman, or you don't have a child or an animal, and the people ignore you based on what you have instead of who you are. Another problem that bothers me is that. It's like, what have I done to deserve that kind of treatment? You know what I mean? It's like, I understand, we have a lot of bums in Florida, and that's about 90% of the homeless are bums, and I get that. So people are more weary, and they're more cautious about what is going on in their area. Fine, I understand that. But when you notice someone's acting out of the ordinary, and you notice that this person isn't like the other bums, you know what I mean? You should want to consider who this person is. Because what if this person is not who you thought he was, But instead, you would rather assume, because in this normal economy, that's what we choose to believe in, is that, And I feel like the people ought to pull their head out of their rears, you know what I mean? And think about this. Because what if we can help change the world like we all say we want to, right? But anybody can't speak on the gospel, but if they're not doing any actions, then that gospel is just empty words, you know what I mean? And I don't care if anybody likes what I say or not. But that's the reality of the truth, and I don't care if somebody doesn't like it. I'm sick of seeing it. I'm sick of people being hypocrites and contradicting their own words. Whether it's a promise they made, or if it's religion, or if it's I'm going to turn the N-word into a different type of word and then say it, try to make money off of it, and then when somebody else says it, they're automatically racist. And nowadays, they're changing the G's to B's to make it sound less racist, even though it's always going to be racist because that word was taken from a slavery time. But I'll tell you something funny. The ending of AR is the N-word term that comes from Nigeria. It means leader in Nigeria, which is in Africa, right? Which is ironic. People don't even know their own heritage, and they're going around speaking on stupid shit, you know what I mean? It gets annoying, right? And, like, I'm going to come out and say it, right? Just because people say, and the ending was ER in the slavery terms, does not mean that it didn't come from somewhere not racist at one point. It just means that a bunch of retards decided to go, I'm going to do it this way and hurt people's feelings. It's like, okay, well, that's them. Not everybody's that way. All right. Anyway, I had to fix my clip so I could do more. And also, mind my bickering. I'm not saying that everybody's bad for thinking that way, I guess, in a sense, but but who goes, you know what I mean? I mean, like, I think of it this way, right? They go, oh, well, I don't like how they treated my ancestors, you know what I mean? So in return, to show how much I don't like it, I'm going to take a word that they hated, that I'm supposed to hate, right? Or people are supposed to hate, and then change the ending off of it just to get famous and make money off of it. Just to later come back and say, oh, everybody's racist if they're this color or if they're this way. If the word is bad, why are you saying it in general? It doesn't matter what color you are. If it's racist, nobody should say it, period. Or they should look it up and use the right terminology of the word so that it's not racist anymore, you know what I mean? I mean, people should not be allowed to get famous off of something and then cry wolf later on because somebody else is copycatting what you did, because this is America. Everybody's doing it. They'll copycat anything just to make money. We should take that into consideration. Instead of getting angry about it, we should just come to realization that it's, well, a set person's fault to begin with for using the terminology the way that was used in, you know, in the racial term which it was used in order to make money, you know? I don't know. I'm just babbling on because I'm bored, I guess. I don't know. I'm out here. I'm irritated. You know, and I thought I'd speak some facts upon this so I can, I don't know, on a video. Oh, and also, man, if I start hearing a bunch of hate comments and shit, I'm just going to leave comments in the list. I'm just letting you know ahead of time, bro. I don't mind honesty. I don't mind opinions, but don't start insulting, you know what I mean? And if you don't like what I have to say, then I'm sorry. I mean, I didn't do it to make anybody mad or to piss you off. But I will speak it, and, you know, and if somebody gets their feelings hurt, I don't know, maybe that's what y'all needed, and I'm sorry if that sounds rude. Again, I don't mean to sound rude. I'm just speaking based on the research that I've done and based on what I know so far, you know, but if you don't believe me, look it up. It's a Nigerian word, Nigar. It's ending of AR, and it means leader in Nigeria, which is supposed to be in Africa, if I'm correct. If I remember correctly, it's supposed to be in Africa. Yeah, so anyway, something like that. Anyway, if I didn't get it right, I'm pretty sure I'm close enough, but the word I know for a fact is that itself. You know, and everything that we do as people affects our economy, you know, everything. So, like, when I'm out here trying to make my money and stuff, and then I do the best that I can to keep myself not beg for anything, and then I get ignored constantly, and then I can't eat for the day, you know. The only reason why I got any money at all is because of last night. You know, and it's just, I believe in a world where there can be change. I do believe in that. But it's going to be so hard to do, and it's going to be such a small percent of actual success because people don't want to pull their heads out of their ass. And they don't want to care, but they claim that they do. It's like whether you're a Satanist or a Christian, it shouldn't matter, you know what I mean? If we have a dream and we want to be peaceful, we should be able to, without people going, oh, you're bad for what you do, but then when they say it to them, they want to get angry about it. You know, and I'm like, well, it doesn't matter how nice of a suit you wear, that's not going to change who you really are. You know, at the end of the day, it's just a mask. I mean, you know. And also, speaking of religion, I just wanted to point something out to everybody. You don't have to blindly walk into any religion no matter what anybody says. This is coming from somebody that personally believes in God and all that. But I do also have an open mind. I do believe that we should be able to use our free will the way we see fit. And if it's wrong, then you know what? God will judge us one day. If, you know, or maybe he won't. You know, we don't know for a fact what's going to happen, you know. All we can do is die and go up there and see for ourselves, you know. So don't, you know, use your free will to the best of your ability. And if you're using it to hurt people, and you know what, shame on you, you know. It's not okay. But if you're using your free will, you know, and you happen to be, I don't know, gay or lesbian, bisexual, transgender, and so forth, or straight, you know, whatever. Or if you believe that you're a furry or that you're not. I mean, you know, whatever you believe in, if you're doing it as honestly as you feel like you're doing it, you know, if you're doing it honestly, great. And if you're doing it genuinely because you want to, I don't know, be who you believe you want to be, then do it. Just don't be a coward about it, and don't, you know, beat around the bush. Be you. You know, and nobody can take that from you. Nobody. I don't care how godly they are, how mean they are, how nice they are, you know. Do it, you know, be you and follow your dreams, you know. And it's just like I'm out here doing it. I can't get a job without an address, so I made my own little sucky business on the streets, you know, and my friend showed me some apps, you know. I'm using them for my studio. I'm using this app right now that I use for making music for this little crappy little video feed. Yeah, you know, but I taught myself how to draw, and I got good at it, you know. Writing music again in the form of poetry with cool beats, and I'm like, all right, make the silliest names possible so that when I go to get famous, nobody can say that's copyright, because no one's is going to have the ego or the balls to go, I'm going to use that person's name, you know. So I don't know, just pointing out some odd stuff, and I'm sorry if I offended anybody. Deepest apologies. That's just what I believe in and what I know. So, just, I don't know, have a good day, you know what I mean? And be you. Let nobody stop you. And that's all I gotta say, I guess, God bless and have fun.